Welcome to the Dope Dive Live, where we talk about things and stuff and we try to entertain you. I am one of three hosts. I am Sunny Starblast. I'm joined by my wonderful co hosts, King Crazy and Dragon 2K.
What it is, homies.
I'm not a biscuit this time.
You're always a biscuit.
We're both biscuits. The dry ones from Popeyes.
They're not dry.
Yeah, you dry biscuit.
Are you calling me ashy?
But your name isn't Larry.
I don't
is
think
this?
young people understand the reference, King Crazy.
They do. They know they do. Don't lie to me.
Chappelle's show came out 19 years ago.
Yep. And it's a show that can never be recreated because, yeah.
But that's a topic for another day.
Oh my gosh. I don't think we're covering that on the Dope Dive
You
Live.
know what? I would be I would literally be okay with a Chappelle Show special where we go over our favorite skits of Chappelle Show.
Ooh. My brain is doing that thing where it makes ideas. But anyway, on to the topic that we actually wanted to talk about, and that's
Yes, the topic is beautiful boys and girls and where to find them.
That's a terrible way to say that.
I mean, am I wrong? Literally every single character of Final Fantasy is either bishy or an attractive female.
or one of those little dog elf things.
They are called Lalafels, you uncultured plebe.
They are called pets.
Or Viera, who are the bunny women. Because I don't think there are any male Viera.
No. They are not
actually,
bunny women. They are druggies. Get it right.
Actually, there are now males in 14. Yeah, with the latest expansion, they are now there.
So what happened? Were they sleeping for thousands of years and this is like a whole night out situation all over again?
Yes. Anyway, that is a whole other discussion.
Like I said, the Viera should not be known as bunny women or bunny men. They shall all be called druggies because that's all they do. They sniff. They get high in vorpal tails.
At this point, who doesn't?
What?
But anyone who's played Final Fantasy 12, you know what I'm talking about. There's literally a mission where you have to hunt vorpal bunnies and get their tails, and they smoke it to get visions. It's literally in the game. Remember, kids, don't do drugs unless it's vorpal bunny tails, because then you get visions.
We don't endorse drug use on this channel or on the Dope Dive Live. We're all clean. We don't do the alcohols or the marijuanas, even though I'm pretty sure it's legal where we live.
I mean, to be fair, we've all drank alcohol at least once.
Yeah, and for
what you're talking about.
And for the record, vorpal bunny tails aren't drugs. They just grow like that. If you happen to just set them on fire, there are some effects. It's from the earth, man. Take advantage.
They're from animals.
Take advantage.
From the earth.
Animals are from the earth.
No. They live on the earth.
They come from living beings that you kill and then farm and then take their tails to then grind up and sniff.
So you agree?
I didn't say they're from the earth. I just said that that's what they do to them.
So you agree? But anyway, we've yet again gone wildly off topic as we do.
Well, technically we're not off topic. We're still in Final Fantasy.
Welcome to the Dope Dive Live, where we talk about a topic and then jump on to another topic and then another topic and then say we're off topic and get back onto the topic only to get derailed again.
No. It'll be like college where we'll talk about one thing and then somehow we'll derail into Dragon Ball Z.
Well, welcome to Dope Dive Live, where the topics are made up and the points don't matter.
Pretty much.
Okay, let's start.
I mean, we started.
We might as well.
No, King, just start it. You got it there. Start us off with this.
Do I dare at this point? Do I? Okay. Damn it. So, once again, I'm King Crazy. How you doing? Hi, you look smexy today. And
please.
are. Yes, you at home, please. Anyway, we are going to be talking about a specific Final Fantasy game, not just because it's near and dear to my heart, but because this year is, I believe, the 35th anniversary of Final Fantasy, but also the 20-year anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. Also, they have a game coming out, I believe, next month.
Racing thing?
There's a
racing thing?
What? There's a racing thing.
Oh my lord. How many more games are going to get racing spin-offs?
I could be completely wrong. So,
I mean, to be fair, I would not be against Final Fantasy releasing a Chocobo racing and racing game where you actually have to live the life of a Chocobo breeder, ensure that your Chocobo's on top shape, race them to win money, to then continue the process over. I would be okay with that.
You know there is a Chocobo racing game, right?
A remake one, because that game is old as hell.
Yeah, it came out March 1999.
Like I said, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay, so that was actually going to be a mode in this game. That's what I was mentioning before. That I was going to get to Chocobos. Except, yes, thanks, Sonny. I was actually going to bring that up in this game as a mode. All these characters as Chocobo breeders.
Well, I just want to say that there is actually next month is going to be a Chocobo racing game remake.
Oh my Lord.
I had no idea. I never heard about it.
Next to the future. Oh God, Sonny. Wait, does that mean Sephiroth's coming back from the future again? No.
Listen, Sephiroth's not going to be in this. I don't care what anybody says. We'll fight to the death.
I mean, don't you want to see who's longer his story is Chocobo?
I said I don't want Sephiroth to be in the game, and we'll fight to the death. And then Final Fantasy VII battle music comes on. I'm leaving the podcast forever.
A silver one-winged Chocobo.
Oh my lord. I mean, that defeats the purpose then, because they need both their wings to fly. Or kind of fly.
Hey, Paper. Thanks for the alert.
Hey, Paper.
Alright, and back to the topic at hand, because we went off topic again.
We can keep doing that!
No.
Damn it!
This is...
Because you brought up racing! You brought up racing.
Okay, hey, Crazy, get us back on track. Let's go.
You know
Dissidia, fighting game.
Yeah, that's what I have to get us back on track.
I'll do it.
But
listen, Dissidia is a fighting game where a bunch of heroes and villains fight for supremacy for one side or the other. For Chaos, it's the bad guys, and for, I forgot the good lady's name, it's the good guys. Yeah, Cosmos, because I don't remember her.
Yeah, and on screen with a bit of the gameplay, how it works is there are these two numbers. Bravery is built up by your regular attacks, and then you can lose a big HP attack that does all that number damage to your opponent's life. So if you're just hitting with bravery attacks, you'll do some cool stuff you won't get anywhere. But there are also power-ups. They're like summons, but this is actually the second game, Duodecim, where you also get not just power-ups that are basic summons, but also stupid YouTube. This little bar at the bottom where you can call an assist character. So, I don't know who this person chose, but they can just have... Oh, Tifa! There you go. So Tifa will just show up and just punch whoever you're aimed at. And that is pretty much the game. Just getting the bravery as high as you can get it, and then doing a big HP move. But there's also this pool of bravery in the middle, and if you break your enemy, that number goes to you. Also, there's this bar on the side, and it will build up, and then you can essentially go, long story short, Super Saiyan. Either your character's going to get their big ultimate weapon, or they're gonna turn into something, just something, because that's what some of these characters do. They just turn into something.
Are you showing
But
this, or are you just like
wait, can you not see the video?
did not? Works for me, but it's okay. It's showing now.
Okay, so where was I? Alright, so I mean the game itself. I mean, well, the first games were pretty simple, but Dissidia NT kind of like they added some stuff. Like first off, the actual like character transformations, they took that out. Like it's like they wanted to make it simpler, but also have 3-person teams because they wanted to make it more like a tournament-based thing.
They wanted to force multiplayer.
Yes, like the story, like single player content was reduced. Like the story itself is an hour long, but they have like these tokens that you have to play multiplayer, online or offline, to get those tokens to get to the next part of the story.
Not gonna lie, NT was a failure.
It was. So this game that we're making would be kind of, well, the game has like this whole series has so much potential because it could just keep going with new characters because Final Fantasy is not going to stop anytime soon. But also a bit of an apology for NT because some decisions were ill-advised. But here's the thing: Dissidia didn't end with NT because there was also Opera Omnia for the phones, and it's a whole turn-based thing. Like it's like they still have the bravery mechanic, but it's just a turn-based game. However, there's one thing that it does have: it is a crap ton of characters, and it's got all those crazy character interactions. Like you got Zack teaching Titus and I think Squall's dad. What's his name again? Laguna.
Yes.
Yeah, you're teaching them about power squats. Like it's a whole new characters. You got Orin and Juck from 10 meeting up with like pretty much all the dads getting together for drinks and just hanging out. Like just little details that just make the character interactions just so much better,
Mm-hmm.
So, and NT, in spite of all of its faults, the game itself is just beautiful.
Like, it looks great. It's just that it's not the same. I don't want to say it's not the same because it shouldn't have to be the same. It's just not.
It's not the old Dissidia games. Like it was a whole new system.
The system was new. You had to work with other people, and first of all, if you're a hermit like me, you don't want to work with other people to beat the crap out of other people. These people just want to go off and do their own thing.
Yeah, so it was a whole thing about what was it called again? Oh yeah, like online mode. Waiting in the lobby for anyone to show up. Yeah, that was a problem. And also having the CPU fight for you, that was a problem too because it was just a big dummy. Like it's like CPU is not going to help you. So it's either wait for 2 people to hopefully show up, or deal with CPUs that your enemy is going to very easily exploit.
Yeah. I played it for 2.5 days and then uninstalled it.
I had it for a week before I uninstalled it. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Like it was a gacha game. But at the same time, it was really pushing the PS4's capabilities. It is a genuinely beautiful game. It's just that a lot of the movement stuff was taken out. Like I was saying before, like in the first 2 games, you could run up walls.
Yes.
But in this, you couldn't. Like, well, not even like run up walls. Some of the characters were pretty much flying on the walls. But now it's more like capture the flag. Or pretty much beat the flag until it breaks and then call the big summon thing to lay waste to the field, and then hopefully take out your opponent. So,
So much wasted potential.
like, there was so much good there, and yeah, there's one of the summons.
Yeah, Alexander. We love Alexander.
Yeah, it's just a big ridiculous thing to just let loose onto the field. Like, let's see, and you can see Alexander up there somewhere. But if this person summoned Ifrit, then it was gonna just be on the field and just start leaping from side to side, just start ripping and tearing at everything, especially the enemies. So that right there is not a bad idea, though.
It's
Like,
not,
just this,
but they took out good features and put that in.
right? So basically, there's the fairly simple gameplay of the first two games. There's the character interactions of Opera Omnia, and then there's just the overall look of NT. If you put that together, that's a pretty damn good game. So that's the idea here. But of course, the most important thing that we're here to discuss, the characters.
It's,
And I'm going to get rid of that. Please, YouTube, do not hurt us.
you can find
And
it on anything.
yes, all credit to the people who originally posted those videos. Whoever they were, I didn't look at the names, and I apologize. I said I was sorry. Anyway. Okay, but anyway, the first thing that we're going to do, just to add that extra bit of fun to the story, as you can see, we have the hero team, and next, of course, would be the villain team. But then we got this section here. This is not the DLC teams. This is the third team in the story mode.
Okay.
So it's going to be a whole problem for everyone, because who are these people? And now they have like a whole possible 2v1 problem. Well, not really, because the villains are massive egotists, but that's a whole thing.
Most of them.
And yeah, but just a quick rundown for those of you who didn't play all the Final Fantasy games, which that's a lot of money, so who could blame you? First up, OG Warrior of Light. Very balanced character. You just pick him up and you can just go. He's got a lot of different options. He's a jack of all trades. But he has a lot of combo options, so he's not completely outdone by anyone. Yes. And then you got Furion. He is fairly long range, but he's got like weapons for days. Like, he's the kind of character that pulls you in and doesn't let go.
Offense. Well, I mean, they're all
Ranged.
good.
Ranged offense. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got Onion Knight. He can change, like, he has a mode change. Like, there's his regular Onion Knight form, but there's also Ninja and either Black Mage or White Mage. Or Red Mage. It's one of the mages. But yeah, it's like, do you want to be attacking close range mostly? Do you want to do long range? Like, with Onion Knight, pick your poison. Basically. Then you got Cecil. Either you either ground and pound or doing like crazy air stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you got Bart. He is the mimic character. He's got all of their weapons. Like, think of all their best moves. He probably has it.
I also want to note his original translated name was Butts. And I just find that funny.
That's lore, ladies and gentlemen.
I got
Anyway.
lore for days, baby.
But then you got Terra. She was more like heavy hitting magic.
Yeah,
Like, she was very straightforward, just fireballs.
Yeah, she's part Esper, so it makes sense. Also, there's going to be spoilers for all of these games, characters, backstories.
Obviously.
I don't care. So if y'all not in for that, sorry. Mute the screen.
Or you could subscribe. We won't tell if you won't. Then we got Cloud. He just whacks you. He whacks you a lot. Just a big old, just throwing you around.
Yeah,
But then you
he's
got,
got a big sword. He likes to hit people with it.
yes, then you got Squall. He is just combos. Just chaining combos for days.
He has range too, right? Because the gunblade.
Yes. Yes, he does, but close range is just where he lives. Then you got Zidane, or Zidane if you're, you know,
Fancy.
into that, yeah. And he's just a nightmare when it comes to close range. Like he has this one, like he can just hit you a lot with his bravery attacks, but then when you try to like, get away from him, there's a HP attack that's just like close range and homes. Like the only catch that had to be just right there, but it's fast. So Zidane is a huge problem, and he's quick, real quick. However, his speed is only outmatched by Tidus, and on top of that, he doesn't have a lot of long range moves, but a lot of his attacks are also dodges. So he's just bobbing, weaving, getting around things. And his super form, which is basically just having his ultimate weapon, when he's running, he's also immune to projectiles.
Tidus?
Yeah, like he just auto blocks like projectiles while running, while super form.
It's a little OP, but okay.
Not really, but but he's just all about getting around moves. And then you got Shantaro. She is tiny, but she is a cannon, and her abilities ramp up as time goes on. Like if you know how to play her, she'll be just throwing out meteors and being like, who the fuck is Sephiroth? Is that something you eat? And then you got Vaughn. He is more like he'll change weapons and classes mainly, but he changes them together.
Hmm.
Like dangerous guy. Then you got Lightning. She has her paradigms from from her main game, and it's pretty much again how what's the situation right now? Do you want to buff yourself? Do you want to replenish your bravery, or do you want to just go all out attack? And then you got Istola. She is kind of a sniper rifle, just picking the enemy off. While Noctis, he's like if I recall correctly, he's kind of that rushdown character. Like just it's like there's no time, just go, attack. What are you doing? Stop pressing A, just attack. And yeah,
Hmm.
just just a ridiculous cast of varying personalities. You got your more somber folk, you got your more happy-go-lucky people, you got the obscenely arrogant Shantaro.
I'm glad I've
You
never
get
played Final Fantasy 11.
oh yeah, she will she's a one-woman flame war, and she rhymes.
It's
Yes, I would.
obnoxious.
Yes, her and the FF8 villain Ultimecia get into a whole like just it's like they're just roasting each other. Meanwhile, you got Kefka and Exeth and Atidas and Fearon in the back, just wondering like, do we do anything? No, it's like they were just trash talking each other. But you could tell that Ultimecia's voice actress wanted to rhyme back at her. Like it's like you could feel it, but it wouldn't work. But it's right there because honestly, Ultimecia would need ointment for that burn because that was burning her a lot. But anyway, that is our
Yeah.
main. Yes, you know him, you love him. This is like the easy part. But then, oh yeah, and they are led by the goddess Materia. She is kind of sciency and actually, hold up. Yeah, this lady.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, I'm just pointing out who she is. And also, on the opposite end, this guy.
Oh, another big
Yeah.
sword guy. Oh,
Yes, a sword that he never uses. Like, it's like they're just kind of there to just be in charge.
big good and big bad.
Decorations.
Actually, no. Like, they are here to fight the war, but if anything, she's more of an asshole than he is.
Oh,
Like,
surprise, surprise.
it's like she wants to win the war. He's just here to do his job of keeping the war going to sustain the world that they live in. He just looks evil. He's just doing the job. It's a
Funny
whole
to
thing.
note that he looks evil and he is the darker. Hmm.
I mean, he has that weird Joker smile, but it's not like I don't know
Clearly
what that
face
is.
paint.
Yeah, it's like he's misunderstood or something. But anyway, for the bad guys, give me a second. Like it's drag and drop, but it's not like perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, got you.
Of course, Final Fantasy 1, you gotta have Garland. He is the big bad in more ways than one, literally. And yeah, for those of you at home, we're going to go through team villains, and then we're going to go into what is going to be the third team. Just
I'm
give me a.
pretending to be neutral.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But let's see. And the reason that I left the villains out before this, is because there could be some changes. Like if some villains that could work better for this new game. And what am I doing? Final Fantasy 2, the Emperor. He has been a major villain in this series, like both times. It's like, yeah, you're both gods, and that's cool. Except, I'm the Emperor. I want to be in charge.
Fair.
Yep. And just to check, Drake, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening to everything because again, I didn't really play the city as much, so I'm listening into everything that you're saying.
Just checking.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, so then we have these two, and like they've been like really big problems in all the Dissidia games, so good to have them around. But then FF3 had the Cloud of Darkness. Like, there's also this other guy, Emperor Zande, but turns out person behind everything was this thing, Cloud of Darkness.
Emperor Zande should be renamed Emperor Dididay.
Mm,
I already have
no.
one in
See,
Kirby.
that's a reference you don't get. Okay, and oh, actually, just to point out, Garland he's also fairly balanced, but he's more heavy hitting. Like, he has less projectiles than Warrior Light, but he can toss you around the ring like Cloud does. If that makes sense. And then you got the Emperor. He's more traps and landmines and stuff. Like, don't get near me, peasant.
Annoying.
Meanwhile,
Wait until you turn into a
Yes.
giant tree. I'm making a joke about Kefka here. Let's continue.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said.
turning into a giant tree, and that was extra.
That was
Well, that was both of them technically, but
Yeah, technically, because like Kefko is just like a combination of like different things on top of each other, like this like one giant format.
yeah. But then at the end, it was a giant angel thing, and
Where
that's the
Sephiroth
other thing,
plucked the other wing.
right? But the safer Sephiroth form technically is a skin in NT. It shouldn't work, but whatever. And the other thing, the EX modes. There's super forms. We would bring that back, but because this would likely be on the PS4, PS5, there are some villains that transform into things, but they're not like them still. Like they're into like big monsters. If the monster itself isn't like too absurd, then we could throw that in. Not like copy paste, but just make it work. So let's a few examples, but let's say this was Cloud of Darkness. Next up, damn it, Golbez. And technically, right there is his EX form, the Black Dragon.
Wait,
And
wasn't there someone behind Golbez?
yes, that was Zemus, and he shows up at the literal end of the game.
Yeah, I know.
It's like we don't know what his deal is, except that it was all through Golbez, and Golbez has already been a pretty important character throughout the series, through 4 and this. And the other reason is that I would want him back in NT. He really was barely there. Like he was shown in the background twice. Then the big fight scene and none of that he ever talked. But then a DLC character got a little scene, and he showed up then, and actually could have a conversation, and that was it. That is kind of disrespectful. So yeah. What I was saying, like his magic is very in your face. Like he has combo magic. And I keep pressing that button. Let me zoom in a bit. And then, oh, by the way, if either of you feel that that another villain could have a better, spot in this game,
Oh, I already have my ideas.
Okay, cool. And the next one, surprising no one, X-Death. And he is the barrier fighter. He is a tank. He flew from the void, and boy, are his arms tired. I don't know why I said that.
Branches.
Well, he used to be a dude, but then he merged with a tree.
He hates turtles.
I can't comment on that, but sure.
Oh.
Wait. Okay. While I get the next character, what's the deal with this him and turtles?
He hates a specific turtle, and if I remember correctly, because I haven't played Final Fantasy V for a decade, turtle is essentially one of the creatures that steal negative spirits into the tree. If I'm right, I could be wrong. I don't know. Yeah, they have a rivalry that spans the age.
With a turtle.
Yeah, the turtle is actually speaking, a talking turtle who is magic and pretty much guided the hero.
Ah. Okay, and oh yeah, like Xf has barriers, but he also has like basically he's not just a barrier character. He's a counter character. Like if you take it, like if you see him take a weird stance, don't hit him. That's actually a extremely bad idea because he can
Yay,
chain
counter.
because he can chain his counters into HP attacks and just be a generally dangerous bastard at the cost of being slow when moving around. But even then, he has this move where he can. It's like he stands still, and then a circle will just start speeding away from him, and he can just teleport to where the circle is. And if your character happens to be there, then you'll take bravery damage. But he could just use that to move around. So he is a teleporting tank, which is terrifying when you think about it.
You love us
But
a tanky king.
right, but speaking of being kind of terrifying, we now have Kefka, and he is just straight up keeping you off balance. Like his magic will go in every other direction. He's the
Okay,
Joker, yes.
no. Let's use his real name here. His real name is Jevil.
His real name's what?
Never mind. No one here played Deltarune. Please continue.
Okay.
Oh, son, you played Deltarune then. You know what I'm talking about.
I've never played Delta.
Oh, okay. Damn, never mind then. Continue. It's fine.
It's on my list.
Wait, hold on. What's its name?
Jevil. Yes, we look Jevil Deltarune.
Wait, how do you spell it?
Jeval.
Like devil, just with a J. Ooh.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Does he look like a Jack Frost?
He kind of does.
I can do anything, hee ho.
Yeah. Anyway,
Kefka, the best villain in Final Fantasy history.
Oh,
Better than Sephiroth.
okay. I wouldn't say the best. I would say the most accomplished. He got stuff done.
Trying
yes.
to start a flame war.
But yes, the One-Winged Angel, Sephiroth. The first teaser that the first Dissidia game ever got was, as far as I knew, some knight guy just hanging out, and then a volcano exploded and Sephiroth walked out. So you knew something was going on, and it was Final Fantasy related. After that, I knew nothing.
The fact that they bank so much on Sephiroth and he's not that great or special.
He's a giant mama's boy. It's not even his mama.
Right? It's not even his mother.
Well, I mean, to be fair, technically he is, since he has his cells in him.
Yeah, well, he also big spoilers for Final Fantasy VII. If you haven't played it,
Really?
yeah, I
Spoilers
know.
at a 30-year-old game?
That already had a
20
movie that everybody saw.
25. But yeah. Anyway, he also has Hojo cells and Lucretia cells, so technically, Lucretia is his mother. You don't hear him say anything about her.
Well, because she's not a giant meteor.
She's not like it's like he thinks his mother is basically King Ghidorah, and he's perfectly fine with that. Like, basically.
Also, that sword makes no sense how he actually unsheathes it, but let's continue.
Oh, he doesn't unsheath it. He just carries it around, or he'll just summon it like in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that is a thing that everybody can do with their weapons. Just poof them into existence, and there you go.
So did the wings become a fashion statement by this point? Did every
Yeah.
villain need to have wings?
Yeah.
Yes.
They realized how Black Wings looked super edgy on villains. So they decided to give a villain Black Wings. Those Archangels, we love those. They're fallen angels. You see the significance of the Black Wings? They're totally good and were once good and they're now bad. Oh.
Yep.
Sorry,
Kefka
I
had
sound
him.
really-
Sephiroth had him. Yeah. Kefka had him. Sephiroth had him. Ultimecia always
well,
had him.
Kefka had like white wings.
Yeah.
Sephiroth have white wings too, or did he have black wings? Pretty good. Black.
They were black wings until he went Saber Sephiroth. He had the one black wing and then like 6 white wings for legs.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing. Oh, I almost forgot. Sephiroth's fighting style. It's just it's pretty much combos at the push of a button. Like you can just hit the button. He'll do a move and he'll just do a bunch of hits for you, and you can just chain those together. So you're just showering your enemy with hits, just peppering them with damage.
I guess Sephiroth in anything, I'm gonna side eye you because I won't respect you. It
Giant
includes
mama's
Smash.
boy. Everybody lost their minds when Sephiroth got announced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to Final Fantasy VIII
8,
now.
and that's
Ultimacia.
ultimate. Yes, a witch who's trying to condense time into a single point for reasons.
I never understood why, but you know.
Oh, because apparently she didn't want to die because, these seed whoever's will come and get her, but her actions actually create seed in the first place. Herpaderp, hoisted by her own petard. Who'd have thought?
The self-fulfilling prophecy, basically. You create
Yes,
the things that you wanted to protect yourself against. It happens.
exactly. And let's see. Oh, her thing. She's like a magical machine gun. Like she's just she's just throwing daggers all over the place and also setting them up as traps. So she's got a little bit of Emperor, but she's also like a long range Sephiroth. And also her super form, she junctions with Griever, but smaller. So it's like she just gets like a lion head and just lion arms, legs, whatever. And when she's in that form, she can stop time.
Yay.
That's actually the other thing I should mention. A lot of the villains have a big, ridiculous super move that's not their big, ridiculous super move. Like, let's see, good example. Sephiroth has Supernova as his, big final attack, but you can also unlock Meteor. And it's a move that it's a move that you can charge while fighting, but it takes a while. But once you set it off, depending on what the enemy's doing, it can do a lot of damage. Bravery and HP all at the same time. So let's see. Emperor has one. Goldust has one. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's actually Sephiroth has Meteor and One Winged Angel. No, I mean Heartless Angel. The one that like reduces your whatever to 1. Yeah, he has that, but for bravery. And Ultimacia has Time Stop, and I believe it's called Apocalypse. Like, it's just suddenly there'll be a circle symbol under you, and she will just explode. And you have to just, stop her before she does it. Like, very high risk, very high reward. And then we got Kuja. I can't really explain how he fights, because, like, I just don't get it.
He
Like,
throws balls at you. That's it. Look at
yes,
it. It's just
he does.
balls. He just
That
throws
is
balls.
that's literally what he does. After that, I don't know. I never got him as a character. Like, I guess he just chains magic together. That's really it.
Yes,
After that,
you're gonna like
after
these
that,
balls. Flaming ball and frozen ball. Just balls. One more balls.
I'm trying to be halfway serious, dude. Like, halfway serious.
I mean, I gotta get jokes in somewhere here. I mean, his character,
Yeah.
his icon is just You can tell it's just made for jokes. It really is.
Pretty boy with balls on his hands.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, this is where I'm trying to do something a little different because
Steam
right
Rock.
around here, yep.
Okay. Well, no. There's nothing different. Just copy paste Titus's face to the next image as well.
Because he's my worst enemy.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, because he's Sin. We know this. He is Sin. His dad is Sin. He's gonna become a Sin. Just put his face there.
He becomes Sin.
He becomes Sin. He disappears at the end of the game.
He does disappear, but eventually the whole concept was that eventually, if he would have ended up becoming a Sin as well, just like his father. And
If you're talking about, all right, if you're talking about Final Fantasy X-3, that utter travesty, please don't.
No, but in original 10, Titus is Titus's dad. And if I recall correctly, Titus it was also cursed to be the same thing. He's part of Sin because I remember when he
No.
disappeared, Sin is missing.
No. Essentially,
Titus-
he was a dream of the faith being the same beings that create the Aeons.
Right.
And the reason why Titus's father became Sin was because Braska turned him into the final Aeon. Every time the final Aeon defeats Sin, like in a fight, the little spider ghost dude inside
You,
Sin.
Yevon.
I know. I just didn't want to.
There,
Spider ghost thing makes a lot more sense because that's
really what it is.
He infects the final Aeon, and that final Aeon becomes the new Sin. So
Yep.
when they went into Sin, instead of doing the final Aeon summoning, they just killed Jack, they kill you, Yevon, they kill all their Aeons, and I was very unhappy about that. There's nothing for you, Yevon, to infect to become the next Sin. So Sin is defeated for good. So when they decided they wanted to bring Sin back for that Final Fantasy X-3 thing, doo-doo butter on burnt toast. And
Yes.
and we will never speak of it again because I really don't like it. Sorry. Trash,
It was
stanky,
a terrible
suey.
fucking idea. But anyway, the reason why I wanted Seymour in there is because, well, first off, in all these games, 10 never really has a villain. They have Jecht, but
Jack wasn't really a villain. He was just literally a victim of circumstance. He was kind of a jerk and an alcoholic, and he had his own character development before the events of the actual game.
right.
So,
Like,
go ahead.
yeah, like no joke, like they cover Tius and Jecht's whole thing in Dissidia 1, and then again in Duodecim, the prequel. So it's already like doubly covered. And by the time of NT, Jecht's just kind of there. Titus says straight up, "I'm not gonna fight him." And just hang out at the beach. Like he's not really like Titus invites him to come along with a materia, but he's like, I'm gonna just hang out here. They high five, and that's it of Jecht.
Yeah, Jack was barely a villain, and he only really showed up, aside from flashbacks and memory spheres and whatever, he really only showed up towards the end, nodded at his boy, started glowing in his chest and turned into a giant monster, gets killed, and then he high-fives his son as he, Auron, and Titus fade away. Titus, excuse me.
Right, and also Titus and Jecht have the high five in NT. Which, okay, that's nice, but then you have to turn around and be like, okay, bye, Jecht. See you in the final fight, I guess.
Yeah, and really, Seymour is the best antagonist because he is so frequently there, has so many fights, has so many forms, and
He should have been the final boss.
should have been the final boss. Like, we see him inside Sin and we defeat him, and as a bait and switch, after defeating Jack and defeating all your Aeons, Seymour shows up in that area and you, Yevon, infects him. You should be able to fight him as like a Sin larva. I don't know.
No, not even that. Technically, where Titus, no, sorry, when where Jecht and Yu Yevon were, and where Seymour was, just flip it. Like they beat Jecht and Yu Yevon all according to plan, no more Aeons, but for some reason, Sin is still being held together. And somehow Seymour's doing it. So now the final fight, all the marbles, because after this, there's really no Aeons to stop him. Then, yeah, you got Seymour Omnis, who, if you use your Aeons against that form, it's not like it's not easy, but it's still way easier than the other fights. Like,
Oh, I want to say
like
something only because of the way that kind of ordered it. I think if you defeat Yu Yevon before going in and seeing Seymour, it defeats the purpose, sort of, because Yu Yevon would have to be there to infect the creature to make sin.
yeah,
That's
honestly,
why.
I know, but it's like at this point, like the thing that bugs me is that when they first went into Sin, there was that whole cinematic, but then you see Seymour's eye, and they just fly into it, like with
Yeah,
him laughing. Everything. It seemed like he was gonna be like a whole big deal, but then he was basically, oh, Team Rocket's blasting off again, and that was it.
yeah,
So
it made it weird. I really wanted to see Seymour at the end and like literally incinerate him.
okay, so if anything,
Yes, Seymour
so if,
as the bad guy for this.
yeah, like if anything, I would have like, okay, you beat Jack, you beat you Yevon, but then he shows up, grabs you Yevon, and now he's using him to hold Sin together. Now there's no more Aeons, Seymour Omnis. There's your final fight. Because that fight should not have had Aeons in it. I mean, okay, the whole thing with Anima, that's one thing, but overall, it's like summons makes that fight too easy because in the second and third fights, he has this move Banish that
Where
just
he
insta kills your
literally,
summons.
yep,
So the only thing that you could do with Aeons is summon them out, do the overdrive, their big, limit break, and then you just watch them die. But let's see, for Seymour, his fighting style, like I would say he's more of like a double and triple caster. Like
yes,
he'll do his move and he can just do it again. So he's just throwing big balls of magic at you and just blowing shit up. Doom and destruction and blah blah blah. And then his super form, I want to say probably a redone version of his third form, Seymour Flux, because the first one, and second form looked the same anyway. Just that the third one had those big swords, for that cross cleave move that he has.
yes, from
Yeah,
the fight in Bavel, right?
no, from Gagazet, the mountain.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know what they were thinking for that fight, but he had like multiple super moves. Like it's like okay, the second fight was one thing. The third fight was utter horseshit. Because on top of all the shit he can do to you and turn you into a zombie, you summon anything, he'll insta kill it. Like it's like Seymour Flux was a whole problem.
Yeah, a lot of people rage quit.
Yes, but Seymour Omnis, the final form, that was honestly way too easy. But the
Easier
music was
than
great.
the music was great, but the fight
Yeah,
was lackluster.
yes. If anything, the whole thing with Anima was cool. Because, long story short, this big horror show of a summon was his mother.
Yep.
And if you summon that out, he's like, you're gonna say it against me too? Well, so be it then. And another thing I actually looked it up and I was like, oh wow, that's actually kind of terrifying. Um, Seymour's mom took him to Xanarkand. They met Unileska, and Unileska turned the mom into a summon
Yeah, the final Aeon.
Yeah, technically Seymour had a final Aeon that he didn't use against Sin.
Because he
So
himself wanted to be Sin.
at the time he just wanted his mother. Like he didn't care about all that
I
shit.
mean,
So,
he was like 8 when he was going to go kill Sin, and then I guess when his mother died, he was like, "No, I'm not doing it anymore."
right. And then he went back to the Bosch Temple, stayed there alone for years, and just started slowly going crazy. And then his dad sent after him so he could take over, and he was like, "Hey, Dad, shank!" And he became like he's not just a summoner; he's a politician.
Yep,
Oh, and for those of you wondering, yes, that is what the character looks like. The hair, the coat, all of this is just how he looks.
he's also a priest.
Yes, he's a very
So
multifaceted individual and batshit insane.
insane
Like
priest who wanted to marry a priestess
and
and
succeeded
also wanted to become the devil.
basically. Like that moment in 10 is like the bane of everybody who plays that game because it's like if there like I was looking at my TV like watching this wedding and I was like if there was ever a time Sin could show up, for the love of God, let it be now. Nothing. He
He
did the
doesn't
one thing
really
that
go to Bavel.
well technically you don't go to Havel.
Yeah, you do.
Not really. Like it's like you get to go under it.
I mean, you were on top of it for a little while, then you jumped off and actually summoned midair, which was really cool. I wish they would have done that more.
Yes.
And then you go into the temple, and then you're on the bridge to Bavel and under it. Like you've been in multiple places in Bavel. You just can't go into the town. You
Yes.
never get to see the town in 10-2 either.
I've been on, under, and around it. It's like a weird ex-girlfriend. Great. No. What sucks? Uh, FF15, their final DLC. Well, what's supposed to be whatever. You get to go into their big main city, and it looks like Midtown Manhattan. Like it has like ads and whatever billboards everywhere.
Be right
And off
back,
to the
guys.
side, yeah, sure. And off to the side, you can see one for a car manufacturer that's called Bavel. And I was like, that's nice. Fuck you. Because even in the sequels, you still never get to go to Bavel.
Well, it's a nice little what do they call it? Easter egg.
The egg's gone bad. The egg's gone bad, I told you. But anyway, Seymour will be finally our FF10 villain.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes. Oh, another wonderful tangent that we went off of. Cool. So
I mean,
then
it's related.
yeah, this is where we get to FF11, and this is where it gets a bit complicated because this FF11 is an MMO. So we can't really use the main protagonist because the main protagonist can be literal anything. That's up to you, the player. And we have Shantado. She was actually the most popular character. And in, let's see, it was Dissidia 2. There was. Are you shitting right now? What the shit, Google? Okay, enter. Yeah, this person who was Tifa, but really, really hungry and also extremely lazy.
As a villain?
No, not a villain, just another character. Like Shitado was the number one character. This person was number two.
That's fair.
Like And in NT, this girl Prish was not brought back. Instead, they brought in. Hang on. This guy, Camlanot, who is basically the Emperor, but not as good. Because,
He looks like a Digimon.
huh,
Yeah. He looks like Dukemon.
Duke man. Huh. Well, yeah. But here's the thing. His whole thing is power.
Oh boy.
That's it. That's it. That's literally it. It's just power. Like he's not even the main guy, like the main villain of the story that he's the star of. He's not even the star. He is the mayor of whatever city. He gives you missions and whatever. But then, oh look, I'm evil. Turns into that one boss fight. He's done, and then his brother, the real main villain, is like, "You fuck," and then just leaves him to die. And he's like, "But why?" And then he dies. I was shocked that that's literally all this guy is. He's one reveal, one fight, and then death. So, and here's the thing: I looked around for other, was it like popularity polls, or like there is an FF11 wish list that somebody put up on GameFAQs. If anybody still uses that site, besides me.
I'm sure people still use it. I use it
Oh, good,
occasionally.
great, and yeah, of all the characters that they put up as FF11 villains, this guy got a resounding nothing. And this was years before he was announced. Nobody wanted him. He's the ugly stepchild. Yes. And they were considering his brother, but it's kind of more of the same. Just he's kind of like there's this guy, and then there's Chibi, this guy. Like, hold on. By the way, these names are nonsense. Like Eld, Nard. What? Screw it. So pretty much tiny dude with an eye patch, who's actually like 1,000 years old or something, and he wants the same thing: power, paradise, profit, all this stuff. But then you beat him, and he's like, "No, I'll kill you all!" Whoosh, and then you just beat him again, and that's it.
See,
So yeah, but at least that guy got voted for. But here's the thing: that popularity poll that had Shantaro as number one and that girl person number two. The number three character is 1 second. Where is that? This is from Opera Omnia. They all look that size. But yeah, this dancer girl.
Hmm.
So the thing about her is she has an evil twin. Well, more like Earth 2.
evil clone?
No, like there's Superman and then there's Ultraman.
Okay, okay. Let's be
Just an
honest here.
evil.
That's not evil. That's just them copying Final Fantasy VIII again. Let's be honest.
Yes, I know. I know. I looked at her and I know. Trust me. Let's see. The other options are giant dude, which you already have like however many of. There's and then there's I don't remember the other ones. Like out of all of them, she's the best of the bunch. And yeah, she looks like Ultimecia. I will not deny that. But the idea is, we mix her and her together. Just like instead of making her another black mage, she is a dancer with magic. And people who play the game will be like, "Wait, she never had knives. What does that mean?" And that would be more story stuff because at the end of that story arc, this girl dies, but then tells, damn it, this girl, who is her, to go to Earth 2 to take over her position. But technically, she is supposed to grow up to be that.
Hmm.
It's like if
It's
Superman
confusing.
went to Earth 2 and became Ultraman.
Confusing.
Long story short, this with knives.
No, I understand it. It's just confusing.
Yeah. And her super form is this thing. Lilith Ascended. Yeah. 1 second. That's because I'm trying to remember there was another villain like they technically the big bad was Odin, but not really because then he lost and she showed up after. But then the first guy who was called the Shadow Lord, he's giant dude. Giant roaring frothing of the mouth dude.
Okay.
Like she actually has she has a lot of personality. Like I'm trying to remember a good example. That was a problem with FF11. There was no voice acting. I had to like read this, like the tiny little chat box. That's where all the dialogue is. Trying to zoom in on that on YouTube. Terrible.
Sucks. But then again, this is an old PS2 game.
Yes. Oh shit. But long story short, she kind of does devil's deals. Like, I'll give you the thing that you want for a price. Don't worry, something that you won't even know that you'll miss. Stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Like she mind controls the people in Earth 1 that are supposed to be her parents into getting together, but in order to make her and not her Earth 1 counterpart, which negates Earth 1's whole existence until you get her back through reasons. I really don't want to go into that.
Let's not.
But yeah, she is Queen Bitch, and she will be able to stab you with her dancer skills. Because if one would become the other, there's not any reason why she would be able to do the dancing part too. I'm mixing character classes, essentially. And then we get to FF12. which Sonny, you played.
Yes, and I believe the villain is
Uh,
Brand's brother.
No, that's a lie. The true villain of Final Fantasy 12 is the T-Rex. You know I'm you know I'm correct here, Sonny. You know I'm correct. That's the true villain of Final Fantasy
Oh,
12.
go outside of the town, you see a giant T Rex, and you think, "Hey, maybe I can take that out." Nope, I
Nope,
can't. Let me run
wrecked
away.
in one move.
it's one
More
of those
people
things.
who's played Final Fantasy 12 have died to that T-Rex and even reaching this final boss. That's to tell you the danger of that T-Rex.
Wait, hang on. FF12.
T-Rex. Type it in.
T-Rex.
It's literally a T-Rex.
There you go. That's him. Wild Saurian.
There you go. T-Rex. That's all he is. He's a bloody T-Rex. He is the scum of this game. I say put him as the boss of Final Fantasy 12 because the real boss of Final Fantasy 12 is actually not that interesting.
No,
Ouch.
No,
Final Fantasy
literally,
12 was really boring.
it was literally politics. It was two nations at war. That's all Final Fantasy 12 was. So you
I
literally
have not
fight.
played it, but I've
Yeah.
seen the gameplay. You're not wrong. Like, it's like the gameplay of it. Like, it's like the gameplay turned me off because it seemed
Gameplay
kind
was
of
boring too.
At
like
the
it
end
seems
of the
slower.
day, one nation tries a sneak attack to take out the monarchy of another nation, which then leads into eventual the princess having to run away, you rescuing her, and you trying to fight this other guy before his nation takes over your nation.
Right.
That's basically the plot of it. It's literally politics in the thing. That's why I said he should be the true villain of Final Fantasy 12 because this Saurian has taken so many lives. And what makes it even more scummy is that you could just be in a different part of the map, and he just decides to walk around, and suddenly he finds you. You're dead.
Yep.
You're doing
So
something random. He's nowhere near. Bam, he appears. You're dead.
So he's Nemesis.
He
Not really
doesn't.
Nemesis.
No, he doesn't follow you around.
He doesn't follow you wrong. It's just that there's specific patterns as to where he will walk. But it could just be he could be on one side of the map, and the fight that you're taking is going on so long. His pattern makes him walk over to where you are, and suddenly
he'll insert himself into the battle.
enter into the battle and just kill you both. Well, kill you first. That's all he does. Like you literally just don't expect him.
Okay.
So the battles are like, if an enemy sees you, they really want to destroy you. They could be weak,
Yeah.
wrong, doesn't matter. They see you, they auto aggro.
Like literally, it's like the early part of the game. Anytime you saw this guy, you had to run around him because you were nowhere near strong enough to fight him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I will put him in, but not as a character.
It has to be a
For obvious
summon or
reasons.
something.
But but in it was in Duodecim. They had like a whole overworld, and you could run into enemies. There's one. There's a big one.
I would
Yes.
I'd rather him
Wild
be
Saurian in
instead.
the
No, I'd rather him be instead the random chance of Final Fantasy 12, where in the middle of a Dissidia battle, he just suddenly pops out of nowhere and he just attacks any and everyone.
I'm trying to remember if Dissidia ever had like stage hazards. It's like I know they had something, and it affected the bravery pool, the number in the middle of the screen, but I don't think they had like stuff that could like damage you. You know?
But we're bringing it in now. We're bringing in true stage hazards. He's the Final Fantasy 12 stage hazard.
You know what? That's so crazy. I love it. Screw it. Yes, stage hazards. All these stages have stage hazards. You'll have this. For FF12, you'll have a random sin attack in the FF10 stage. Let's just go nuts.
In the FF6 stage, you can't land in the water. You get poisoned.
Oh, dude.
Hey, it's a stage hazard. Oh, am I wrong there, Sonny? It's a stage
messed
hazard.
up.
The stage hazard, it depends on which part of the world in Final Fantasy VI you're in.
Well, I mean, the stage is going to be where exactly the poison water is. You know that. We definitely have to
monster.
link up the.
Okay.
I mean, if you
And
have Kefka here, I mean, come on, it's per his
you
course.
could, and something that was covered in NT, how the worlds that they go to, like the stages, it's all on the same planet, but the the stages are built from the memories of the people who fight. So if Kefka's there, then the water can be poisoned. So he's not wrong. Just awful, awful, Dracon. Shame on you. That was a tragedy.
It really was, and it was the motivation for one of the protagonists to join the party.
Okay, again, we are going way off track because of dinosaurs. Let's see. There's okay, because Dissidia 1 had Gabranth as kind of a secret fight. At some point your character died, and he's the judge that'll decide if you're worthy of living. And his fighting style, his whole thing is built on the EX gauge. Like he has no like how do I put this? He can't do any HP attacks until he's in his EX mode. And his regular attacks are kind of garbage. Like, you have to charge the bar all the way up. Like, he's the only one that can actually do that. Like, charge his bar to full himself. But you really can't do anything with him until then. I mean, once he does, then, yeah, like he's crazy. But after that, that's kind of just what he does. And his EX move is essentially what Bosch does, but kind of reversed. Or something like that. But yeah, it's like I didn't get that DLC. Like he was brought back in NT, but I really can't speak on what he can do there. Like they didn't have EX modes then, so they had to give him something else. But I wouldn't be able to speak on that. Yeah, but they did have Vayne, Carudus, Solidor, and he was more of a physical attacker. Like he had Dracon. It's like if Gilgamesh just got up and punched you. Like he has physical attacks, but he also has swords that he could throw at you. And I feel like he should be in this game only because his whole thing is creating a world that doesn't need gods. And Dissidia is a game that's built on having gods.
I mean, I really have no care. I mean, in the 12 game itself, I was just like, okay, please, let's just kill him quick, so I don't have to care about him anymore.
Like he was teamed up with a god in order to take out all the other gods and let man write their own history or whatever the hell it was. So that's actually kind of the issue in this universe.
Okay, put him in then.
All right, and oh yeah, this girl, Lady Lilith. Long story short, and I mean a very long story short, she comes from a bad future. So those are always interesting.
A lot of these people come from bad futures of some kind. Or bad past, I should say. Actually, never mind.
Yeah. If they're from bad past, like she would actually be someone that comes from later times, comes back in order to make her future pretty much impossible, so things can be better.
Let's put it this way: he's so unimportant. His swords take as much reader state as him.
Oh, I don't mean him. I mean Lady Lilith.
But I mean Vayne for 12. The fact that he's so unimportant.
Kind of important. Well, kind of.
He's a final boss. I mean, he has importance that way, but I mean, literally, you don't see him much in that game. You see him in a few cutscenes, Sonny, aside from the final battle, do you ever fight Vayne at any other point?
I think so. I don't remember. The last time I played was in like
It's been ages. Anyway, let's
it
go
was
to Final Fantasy
19.
13.
It's 19 when I last played it.
So for Final Fantasy 13, I'm recommending we have to make a decision since it's free game. Which villain are we going to go with here?
Well, let's see. No one really cares about Barthandelus from
So
the
we're just
first
going to
one.
go with Chaos and done with it.
It's not Chaos, it's Caius.
It's Chaos.
It's different. It's different, we swear.
I've never played any Fantasy 13.
I mean,
so
I think
no.
out of all the villains in 13, he's the most developed because throughout the entire game, you interact with him at different points where you either have battles with him or you have battles with something that he summoned. I think out of all the Final Fantasy 13s, he is the most developed villain that they have.
And I don't know if it'd be a huge issue, but he has the same voice actor as Kane from the Dissidia games and from the 4 remix.
Mm,
So I don't know if that's going to be a big issue. Like I doubt it.
not really.
Like
I mean,
different inflections. Like it's like if you listen to both like at the same time, it's like they sound similar but not like totally the same.
and I mean, this guy also deals with destroying time, so there you go.
Okay.
The only other one I could think of, just because of how hilarious it is, would be like the mid boss of Final Fantasy 13-1, the Pope.
Yeah, that's Barthandelus.
Oh, that's what his name. Okay, yeah, the Pope. There we go. That's the only other one I could think of, just because of the hilarity of fighting the Pope.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, but he's also like one of the world's gods. I
Yeah,
don't know how.
he's a Falsi, I think it is. Is that what they called him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
a
a Falsi.
Falsi. But literally,
But
he pretends to be a Pope, which is the hilarious part. So it's like, I'm the Pope, and then he just starts attacking you.
after he kills his own people.
Yep.
Yeah, that one lady they really want to get out because of what she did to, what's his name's son, and then you finally have her, and then he's like, magic bolt, magic bolt, magic bolt, and for bitch lady, magic bolt. It's like, oh my god, you're a Lucy. It's like, bitch, please, I'm a Falsy. What up?
Yep. Because the scene in this world are just like you're just destined to be cursed. You should never even do your tasks being able to see, because if you do the task, you get frozen forever. If you don't do your task, you turn to dust. I'm sorry. If you fail your task, you turn to dust and die. At that point, you might as well just be like, okay, I'll say I'm doing it, but don't actually do it, and just reap the benefits of immortality.
No, they know. This whole thing. Okay, so we got Caius, we got Vayne. I have no idea what the hell Caius would fight like.
Caius is like I forgot. I think it's something like a sword or something he has. I forget. It's been ages since I played 13 too.
Yeah,
But
he has that sword.
he's a close range person that will occasionally use energy attacks at you from chaos.
Oh, if I recall correctly, he's kind of immortal. So I guess we can like give him as like this thing that like, he like absorbs damage. Like essentially, he can make his bravery go up by getting hit instead of going down. So that'll make him like
Okay,
again like high risk, high reward. I guess.
that's fine.
Like no joke. Like in the third game, I saw a scene where he just throws his sword up and just impales himself. Just for like, look, lady, I can't be saved. Go away.
Okay, on to 14 we go.
Okay, so neither of you played 14.
Nope.
Watched you play it.
Okay,
It's that
so
dude with the red armor.
which one?
One with the red dragoon armor.
Oh, Astidian. Actually, he's cool now. Not a villain. He's actually bit of a spoiler, he actually does join the team officially in the most recent expansion.
So what? He's an
Nice.
anti-hero then?
He was, but now he's like officially a hero, and he is just the absolute worst when it comes to money. Like, it's like, hey, just go out, get some potions. He's like, cool. Here's one potion. Where's all our money? What have you done? And
What, hookers and booze?
no, just the one potion.
So what did he
He's
spend the rest of the money on?
The potion.
Wait, so he went out and actually paid all the money for just one potion?
The guy really sold him on that one potion.
Wow.
Yes, he's great at fighting, but when it comes to money, he's the worst.
He's just gullible then.
When it comes to money things, yes. Don't let him buy insurance. It'll be a nightmare. But anyway, there is someone who is a villain and is way more suited for this because he is, in fact, he contrasts everybody else on the villain list. Give me 1 second. Xenos Galvis. Or Xenos. Well, actually, that's the thing. There are 2 forms for him. One where he is this ridiculous triple samurai, and the other where he is Reaper class. I'll go with Reaper just because we already have like how many dudes with swords.
Thank you.
And the funny thing about Reaper class, he like that class comes with an EX mode. Like it's already a class that's about, killing your opponents. But then there's this thing, it's like a stand. You can just call out and do extra damage. But you can merge with that thing to become better at killing. Plus, he contrasts all these other villains because all of their evil schemes, technically your character's just in the way. His entire goal is to fight your character. He will do literally everything, including burning the world off of its axis, in order to have a dope final boss fight against you. He doesn't even care if he loses. He just loves to fight you.
So he's the motorcycle dude from FF7 Remake.
No, shut up. Anyway.
Guess that's a yes. Okay.
No, he's a totally different original character. But anyway.
I'll be back, guys.
Okay. But yeah, I would say Xenos would be a rushdown character, but also he has a thing that he can summon that is also a rushdown character. Like he's like a puppet fighter, but more offensive. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And the other thing, his whole storyline is that he is essentially evil One Punch Man. Like, his whole thing is that he lives in a world where everybody's just cardboard. Like, Ishol over here, there was the Stormblood expansion. He straight up ejects her out of it. Like, you don't see her again for a long time after he's done with her. He kicks the shit out of your character twice.
Oh, well, you got wrecked real bad.
Yes, we did. Like, the second time around was a sneak attack, and we still lost. A ninja had the bright idea. Hey, we know where he's going to be. Let's assassinate his ass. And after that first loss, I was like, hell fucking yes. I'm ready to ride on this bitch. And then Ninja takes out how many of his own people while he's just, walking with them. Assassin's Creeding them, basically. She gets to him, he blocks her as if he knew she was there the entire time, which he probably did. He could not give a shit about his own people. He just wants to fight someone really strong. He kicks shit out of you, but then you manage to chip his armor. And he was like, oh dear God, finally. So, yeah. Let's stick him in a world with numerous people that could actually give him a challenge. On paper.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, storyline wise, they could have him like, because he has like no interest in anything other than finding someone who could challenge him. He would just see all this and probably just leave for a bit. But technically, the dinosaur thing from FF12 you're talking about, yeah, that's him. For a good while until you can actually like fight back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now on to 15, which is, I believe, the protagonist's uncle.
His great uncle. Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, basically.
Yeah.
This dude who got salty that he didn't inherit the power of the throne.
Oh no, that's not why he was salty. Like Arden's whole thing is that at first he was essentially Jesus. He had the healing hands, he was gonna save the world, he was a healer, he was engaged, he had it all. But then give me 1 second. But then his brother found out that Arden was gonna be king, and then he was quote ordained by the crystal to take the throne himself. So he betrays his brother Arden and accidentally kills his fiance. And by the time this was happening, his healing hands was absorbing darkness from the victims. So already his body was kind of like just concentrated evil. But he wasn't that bad yet. And by then he was actually immortal. So his brother traps him on an island for 1,000 years until the enemy empire lets him out. And now it's just a full-on revenge quest. But his brother's already been dead, but he actually wants revenge on the crystal for screwing him over. And he plans to kill the King of the Light, which is Noctis.
Which technically he does do because Noctis dies by the end of that game anyway.
Yes, but that's actually what the... Damn it. Ignore that. That's actually what the... What was it? Yeah, the last DLC was gonna, change that.
Nah, I'm fine with that. For 15 as a game jumped off the ledge when you Noctis's girlfriend gets killed. At that point, Noctis had nothing to live for anymore.
No, he saw his friends. But he was no,
he had nothing
no.
to live for anymore. No, don't kid yourself. His friends couldn't bring back his girl.
Yeah, he still loved his friends. Like he kept fighting anyway.
Yeah, he kept fighting, but like he at the end he took the loss. He was like, yeah, I'm fine with dying. I get with my girl again.
He wasn't actually fine with dying, but yeah.
I don't know. 15. You can tell where they needed more time to flesh out that game.
Well, it's never going to be completed, so now it's trash.
Technically, it is completed.
You know what?
If you read the novel that shows the true ending, yeah, pay for that.
I can't say it's trash because there are some Final Fantasies on this list that are worse than 15.
They're finished games.
Yeah.
Are they? Final Fantasy 7 ain't finished anymore.
Final Fantasy 7 is finished. They're just remaking it because people kept thinking it so much.
Technically, Final Fantasy 10 can repeat itself if someone messes up and makes 10-3 and make you all pissed off.
Well, That's going to be a novelization.
Final Fantasy 13 can technically repeat itself if someone else creates file C.
I don't care about Final Fantasy 13.
I don't know.
Honestly, they should have stopped after the first one. Like that was a whole ending, and that was it. But then they wanted more, and then they had a bad ending for a sad ending for that, and
Oh yeah,
then they
13.2 is the most depressing ending of probably any of these games. It really is, because good lord, did Lightning Sister get like the shaft in that game?
yeah, and then in the next game, you want her back? You better fight God.
Like literally, like okay, so Sonny, since you've never played 13.2, Lightning Sister is you find out that she's actually what they call a Yule. A Yule is a person that is exists that will always
No,
exist.
dude.
But
No. Yule's the name of the girl that Kai's trying to protect.
right, but every
They're
generation
both
has a Yule.
seers.
They see us, but they technically everyone except for her has the same name basically. Like every time
No,
you see it's a
Yule
different
isn't-
Yule that Caius brings back.
Yeah, but Sarah isn't a Yule. That's not her name.
She's a seer, but basically she's a Yule because she's from her specific time period. She's the one who can see stuff. It's if she's the only one that isn't technically called Yule. I mean, at that point, just might as well just call her Yule. Can we not be? We know it to be true, man. She's literally the only one that's a seer that isn't a Yule, but is technically a Yule anyway.
Yeah, it's not her name. Whatever. Call it whatever you want.
That's what. Okay. So if you want to be real, exactly correct, she's a seer. Every generation is a seer.
Yes.
The seer dies young because they can't handle the strain of seeing everything. They die. They get reborn. The process repeats over and over and over again. Iris is the person to guard the seer every time, and he gets to see them from birth to death. And he just decides that he can't handle seeing this person go through this process of life and death every time for the sake of the world. And so his whole purpose is to end time so that the Seer will no longer have to die. Humanity will no longer exist. It'll be a finale ending for them. So you, in the process, defeat Caius, and then because you undid what Caius did, more or less, what's her name? Lightning Sister gets a brain dump of everything at once, which basically completely overloads her brain and kills her. Like she sees possible past, present, and futures all at once from all realities, and this goes like all at once, and that was it. She just burnt out. Like you literally have the ending where the protagonist, who's the last human on Earth, is holding her in her arms as she dies. I mean, you can't get more depressing for an ending of a Final Fantasy than that happens. The fact that the villain is a tragic villain because he's trying to stop this from happening, and he's basically giving you hints that that's what's going to happen to your character, and he's technically saving her as well. And you choose not to let that happen because in the process of doing that, he technically destroys the world. And in the end, the world still gets destroyed. Kind of in a way, it ends up being worse than what it ended up was. So, 13.2, everything you did ended up happening kind of a worse ending.
Okay. But
That
then
sucks.
but then the third game, hey, fight God.
I mean, technically, you were Lightning was a avatar of a god in the second game. What was that?
Yes.
That how she got? Yeah.
And in the third game?
Second
The
game.
second one.
Second game. She made a deal with the goddess. I remember that she made a deal with the goddess, and that's why at the start of the game she had the goddess's powers to fight Caius.
She's the something of Etro.
Whatever.
Something, I don't know.
Too many words.
But in the third game she was the savior.
Yeah, sure.
And technically what she wears in the third game, that shows that she's in her savior outfit. So I don't know, do with that what you will.
And then she becomes a man, and Final Fantasy 15 happens.
You can't see it, but I'm rolling my eyes. Anyway, this is our Anyway, yeah, these are two teams, Team Materia and Team Spiritus. And unlike the other games, it's like, okay, yeah, we had Jecht as kind of the good guy, but we have like a whole good lineup of villains. And so now I don't know if you remember. Well, actually, did you play the first two Dissidia games?
Me?
I played none of them.
I
And
played the first one a little bit, but not that much.
okay, so in that game, Golbez was the spy for Cosmos. Like he was actually helping her from like the literal beginning.
Every time you say Cosmos, I keep thinking Cosmos from Xeno Saga.
Dude, I wish. Bring back Square. Bring back my children. You cowards.
Can't.
But
It's
anyway,
on my monolith.
well, they are bringing back. Well, let's see. They're doing something with Xenogears in one of the Final Fantasy mobile games.
Well, yeah, because they own Xenogears. They don't own Xenosaga or anything later.
And they're another making another Xenoblade. Whoop-de-doo.
Yes.
I'm
I
so
mean,
thrilled.
I went like this. I'm like, I wanted a sequel to the Mecha Xenoblade, Xenoblade X, I think it was called. That one I wanted them to do a sequel for.
Okay, so in regards to Golbez and Takuja, who in the last two games weren't really so bad, I would actually use that to be like, okay, they're for whatever reason now more noticeably evil, to the point where even the villains are like, that wasn't how you were acting before. That's weird. Like something's going on. And these two are actually going to use that to get an edge on the good guys. So you got this whole other team, and you got the two good guys on the bad guys team being noticeably worse for some reason. And also Jecht is missing. That would actually be a whole plot point. And you got this crazy bastard who could wreck whole teams by himself. Him and Caius. Because actually, I'm remembering Caius was created by the developers to, quote, be the strongest villain of them all at the time. Which I don't do with that ritual. Apparently, he's supposed to be stronger than any of these people. And then you got, let's see, you got Arden and Lady Lilith. Just people, like, some of them are just, like, doing things. Like, they have their own plans. It'll be a whole mess. But now we have these two teams set up. So now we can have the fun parts of the third team. And let's see, for Final Fantasy 1, there really isn't anybody else, except for some bosses. But it's like, okay, why would they work on another team aside from, like, away from Garland, who's the big bad, showing everything? So, hang on. Okay, so the third team, quote-unquote, leader. How do you feel about Ace from... Hang on. Shit. This kid.
Meh, I don't care.
Dracon?
Oh, right. The Final Fantasy Type Zero guy. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Because if it helps, his whole storyline is that as of the game as of the storyline you're playing, that war has gone on for like the 6 billionth time. They have no memory of it. So that could actually be a plot point in this. Like, yeah, this has been going on for a lot longer than they all thought.
Or one never changes.
It's looking like
Yeah.
a Yu-Gi-Oh antagonist.
Yes.
Of course, it's hard the cards.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like it's one of those ensemble casts. Like he's not like his character development and the rest of the class. It's like it's the same. So it's not really what's the word? It's it's like it could have been any one of them, but he's the one that's on the box.
Yeah.
Like he gets promoted the most, and he was in the last NT game. Actually, hang on. Settings isn't better. So I forgot I even had this one. Okay. So yeah, like out of everybody, it makes sense to have him, leading the charge because it's like okay, you have the ending from NT, and that's supposed to be not a bad ending. Everybody kind of gets what they want. They get to leave, and that's cool. And then they're back again, and then they found out later that since then 6 billion more wars, and here we are now. So that would be a lot of questions. That'd be some plot building. Okay, so neither of you play Final Fantasy 2?
Sunny, I assume.
No, I don't remember anything. Fudge.
Okay, so let's see. There's 3 people I heard about because there was a what was it like a spin-off game for 2, and it was starring. I'm not sure if I'm spelling this right. Oh, there it is. This person, he's a white mage, but he uses a shield. But he got his own game, so I guess people like him.
Mhm.
But he's like the one like canonically male white mage.
Okay. So does he beat stuff with the shield?
Yes, but his bread and butter is Ultima. Like
I
once he gets
mean,
that, the it's like once he gets that, he's just like a murder. Like the term on the website was murder train.
well, I guess he's going against the white mage norms of just being a healer.
Yeah. Like apparently he had a big old sacrifice moment in 2, and that's why people like him. But there's also a Dark Knight guy. I can't remember the name, but give me a second. Level 2. Because there was a guy that after the Emperor was quote unquote defeated, then this dude showed up and was like just power hungry and just took over. But then you beat him, and then you find out that hell is literally rising and the Emperor is back again, but as the devil. And he's like, oh shit, let me but then they convince him to join the party. But he's like the original Dark Knight, if you don't count Garland.
Okay.
There's his name. Uh, 1 second. Damn it. This guy. Damn it.
That's his official new name. Damn it.
No.
Wonderful. I guess we got the name. Congrats.
Fight you, Leon. Jesus.
Nah, Leon sounds too generic. His name is Damn It.
No.
Yes. Right, Sonny? son, you gotta say yes. I mean, don't you want a character called Damn It?
Not really.
No!
That's
Damn it, Dracon.
You prefer
Uh,
Leon as the name?
no, Leon's a
well,
boring name too.
So there we go. So we have Damn It. It's edgy.
considering that I'm seeing just squall everywhere, I think I'll go with the other guy.
So you're on the Reign of Damage parade?
Yes, I'm bringing out Dance Parade. Jesus. Damn
Okay,
it, Dracon.
there you go. I
Oh,
mean, you see, even you agree. No, Leon. It's all Damn It.
rolling my eyes again. Anyway. Good. Okay, so Minwoo, the Ultima Murder Train. Oh, he doesn't have a shield. Screw it. Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, apparently Japan just loves the guy, which is why he even got that second game. And yeah, they, yeah, this guy and a bunch of the also dead characters in 2 teamed up, went to heaven, met the good half of the Emperor's soul. But turns out he's a dick too. So okay, while the main cast is dealing with Devil Emperor, now have to deal with God Emperor. So they do, and yeah, that's the end of both games. Right. Final Fantasy 3. Did either of you play that?
I played it a little bit. I don't remember it.
Nope. Don't even say I'm a no for that.
Okay, so let me look around. Because I know there's one dude who's like a womanizer, but after that, I got nothing. Oh, and then there's Emperor Zande.
Bored, I guess.
With what?
Emperor Zande.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, we could. 1 second. Let's see. Yeah, this guy. Although, here he is from 14. That's what I like about 14. Like they'll make like a bunch of characters and just have you just fight them, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I like that. Put him in.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second. Actually, let me look. This way looks like an opera omnia.
I don't like that.
He has no nose. But anyway, screw it. Okay, and Final Fantasy 4. Who do you want? That could be
Um,
like that could be a good fit. Because usually it's Kane.
Rydia.
Rydia? And what does she do?
Uh, she's what does she do in the game? She's generally a summoner. Like in 4, she's a kid and like goes away for a while and comes back as an adult. Time and stuff. I don't know. Half the
Time
party's
stuff it
there.
is.
Yeah, time's up. Half of the party joins and leaves whenever. Like, it just didn't care. There was a bard, there was a Cid, there was Tella. Oh man, I forgot what happened to Tella. Tella died.
Let's see. Damn it. This guy.
Yeah, that's him. He was very angry. I believe his daughter got killed.
Just the way. Okay, so Final Fantasy V. I'm gonna have to go with Gilgamesh on this one. He just keeps showing up. He's very important to the series. He's one of the
Okay,
first recurring bosses.
I'm fine with that.
So that's cool.
Actually, screw it. Yeah, and he did show up in Dissidia 2. But this was like him. It's like everybody and their memories was questionable, but he was the one where it's like, yeah, he came here straight from 5, unbeknownst to anyone, and went and made a beeline directly to Bart's, but also met other heroes that he did meet in those games, but then nobody knew who he was. Bart didn't know who he was, and then before he could explain anything, he gets ripped into the. Well, sorry, he gets pulled into the rift again. But yeah, if they were gonna like pick a mascot for Final Fantasy, I think Gilgamesh would be like on the list. Like he is a genuinely important and fun character. He shows up in 14, yeah, in 14, and it's just a wild ride with him. I
Okay,
don't know.
well, it's Gilgamesh it is.
Okay, and plus his other thing is that he likes collecting weapons, and well look around,
Mm.
especially swords, and well, there you go. This whole team of just swords. Anyway,
Ninja.
Yeah, I think 6 is Ninja. I don't think you're gonna get anyone else as so impactful that people are memorable as Ninja for 6.
I mean, Cyan's cool, but I don't really want to see him fight in Dissidia.
Actually, no. I'm going to cheat here because I want two characters, not one. Ninja and Dog.
It's the same thing. Dog will always
No,
be with Ninja.
the dog's right there.
uh,
Shit.
yeah. So Ninja and Dog. But we have to specify that before people think it's just Ninja by himself only. He has to have the dog with him.
Okay, and just to make sure, Ninja and not Stellace. Because I hear Stellace is like the other protagonist.
Ninja. We befriend Ninja.
Yeah.
Okay, doke. And
Stellace is the green lady, right? If I
um,
remember correctly. I haven't played in a long time. So
No, Tara's the green-haired girl.
I'm not talking about her hair. I'm talking about her clothing.
Okay.
this person.
That's Celeste. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's how she looks in Opera Omnia.
Yeah, no, Ninja. Let's move
Yeah.
on.
Ninja's better. She's
Pretty
not
evil.
really a protagonist though. She just has like a super meaningful arc.
Yeah. I mean, but again, 6 was always the game of each character having their own plot line
Yeah.
that all ends up leading up towards the end, where it becomes Kefka achieving his plan for the world, and you all coming together to stop him. So that's really how it is, and I think 7 is an obvious choice as well. We all know it's going to be Vincent, so let's just move on from 7 as well.
No, it's not going to be Vincent.
It's Vincent. Don't kid yourself, Sonny. It's
What about
Vincent.
Tifa? What about
God,
Aerith?
no.
Well, not
No.
Aerith, but
It's Vincent.
It's Barrett.
It's Vincent.
It's Barrett.
not Barrett.
No, it's not
Barrett.
bad. The only 2 people that you can pick from for this, because they also had their own games, would be Zach or Vincent. And I don't want Zach because he's basically Cloud 0.5.
I will die on this
Well-
hill, Barrett.
That's fine. I'll die on the hill, Vincent. Let's continue here.
He was already in the game. Like she was in the sequel.
Who, Vincent?
Tifa.
Tifa.
No one cares about Tifa. Vincent.
Most people care about Tifa. What are you talking about?
No one cares about
The
Tifa.
majority of people
Vincent.
care about Tifa.
Nah, they only care about what she has up above. Let's continue, Vincent.
Her fists. That she used
Yes.
to punch her enemies to submission.
Yeah. Yep. The fist. Yes, that's exactly
Put
what I'm talking
Tifa,
about.
put Tifa in. We're not putting Vincent in. Vincent is an optional character.
Nah, Vincent. Oh, don't kid yourselves.
No optional characters except for Shadow.
Fine, if you're not gonna put Vincent and Bahamut.
What?
I swear.
Okay, no, okay. Fine, Hojo. There you go.
No.
You want someone to hate? Put Hojo.
Ew, no.
No, we don't want Sephiroth's dad.
Yeah, like, oh my god, he's so embarrassing. Ugh.
You don't want him to be there to try and use time for his own purposes?
No.
Like, literally, Hojo's whole purpose there will be to, he'll be a unique fighter. Unlike other fighters who fight with themselves, Hojo would just be like more of a summoner, where he'll just have his creations fight for him instead. That's why he's a unique fighting style compared to everyone else.
Dude, if we put Hojo into this game, the instruction booklet will be stuck together.
That's fine.
The page will be stuck together. That's Hojo.
This is the reason why I say Hojo is because he's a very unique fighter. He won't actually fight like everyone else. He would just actually have his creations do the fighting for him.
He fought.
Yeah, when he buffed himself up with Genova cells at some later point, but I say early Hojo will just be like him having his creatures fight for him, and his EX or whatever it is called, he will actually then take the stage as Super Hojo.
Pass. Only because of that only because of that one scene in the remake where he was getting very graphic with Aerith. Like,
Well, I mean,
hard pass. No
yeah.
guts.
I'd rather not Tifa either, really. Fine, if you had to put a girl, put Yuffie.
We're gonna stick with Tifa.
No.
Now we're gonna move on to 8.
Yeah. Yes.
No,
because,
I disagree with
okay.
Tifa.
No. Yuffie is a great character, but we already have a ninja.
So there could be 2 of them.
You had one roll on ninja, and he was it.
No. Well, here's what: if you could have endless swordsmen, you could have 2 ninjas.
Okay, this one we had no choice, to be honest.
No, you had a choice. We just need to put Tifa.
Moving on.
Not really. I'm going to be fighting this one.
Well, you're gonna be fighting to nobody. We're going on to 8. Selfie.
Alfie?
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yes. The Do you not know who she is?
I think I know who she is.
Phie. It's something different.
God damn it. Google.
No, it's Renoa. I'm just going to fight Sunny's choice for every one of these. Now it's Renoa.
I mean, you keep trying. Not going to get anywhere. I'm very
No,
stubborn.
Renoa is basically the female protagonist. Of course, it's going to be Renoa over Selfie. Sorry, buddy.
It doesn't have to be a protagonist.
Wait, actually, question. Real quick question. Before we start screaming at each other again. Because Renoa was in NT, but she had this thing where she like grew angel wings. Is that a thing she could do in the game?
I don't know.
It's like at the end or some crap like that. I don't remember.
Again, like if you're gonna put Tifa, which is the primary one of the primary love interests for Cloud, we're gonna put Renoa, the primary love interest for Squall. Let's just put it in and let's go on.
Oh yeah, she has that.
I was thinking
Thing.
Selfie because she uses a whip, essentially.
Nah. We just put Renoa. Let's continue.
He's just saying things just to be a troll.
Yes, I am. No, but actually, in all seriousness, Renoa is the female protagonist of the game. I'm
I mean, it
assuming
doesn't have to be a protagonist, though.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
but it's like okay.
She has
Okay,
so
fine.
much screen
Just
time
like-
as well in this. I would recommend Renoa more.
Like if anything, if the character has like a genuinely interesting personality that could actually mix well with these other characters, then that would work. Like if like we're gonna go with let's
Noah
say,
is very nice and she has a puppy.
right, yes, I saw the dog. So Renoa and her dog to me with Shadow and his dog.
Okay, Renoa it is. Wonderful.
It's like we keep saying Ninja, but I saw his name was Shadow.
His
Like,
name is
I'm
Shadow.
not-
His name is Shadow, but he's a ninja. That's why we just say ninja. But yes, we know it's Shadow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back to regular now.
Okay, so Final Fantasy 9.
I don't know this one, so I think Vivi. I think Vivi is like one of the most iconic characters of 9. I'm assuming.
Sunny?
Vivi would be a caster. I'm thinking like movesets and something to like diversify.
Yeah, but like if we're gonna have the direct white mage in for 2, that's the counterpart of the black mage for 9 just fits really well.
I mean, there's still a bunch of.
Yeah. Like I heard about somebody who's like, okay, there's Vivi, there's Steiner, there's
Steiner's already a swordsman. We don't need another one.
food person,
Forgot. Their name.
Dragoon person.
Dragoon, the rat woman.
Wait, okay, somebody named Beatrix who's like unstoppable apparently.
Beatrix. I don't remember if that's the rat or the chef.
No, that's like a boss that you fight.
Oh, that might be the queen. Oh, she's a knight.
Yeah,
There
this
she
person.
is.
And
Yeah, you can put her in.
I'm
I'm kind of
trying
tired
to-
of swords people, though.
Yeah, I know. It's like there's Vivi, there's her, there's can't remember anybody else.
Oh wait, I'm going against what I said we should have done before. Remove all of these, and we replace every one of them with Sids.
No,
Any franchise that has a Sid,
no.
because FF9 has a Sid as well.
Yeah, well, the city already has a set of their own, so kind of extra. But let's see. Final Fantasy. By any chance, anybody in the chat mention any characters?
Nope.
Let
They're catching Pokemon. That's what they're doing.
Really?
Yep.
Great.
A lot of Pokemon got caught in the time that we've been talking.
Mostly by me.
Wonderful. Let's see. There's these people.
Yes, I remember reading up on how 9 they wanted basically almost every character of the main team to not be human, but to be some humanoid species. Like each one of them is a different species altogether, except for like maybe like 1 or 2 of them are actual humans.
Oh, like Steiner.
Yeah. But the majority of the cast are all humanoids, which would just be different species, different bipedal species, but not actually humans. Like even the protagonist is like a cat person. A very interesting way to take the series after like the super serious all human styles of like 7 and 8.
Yeah, that makes sense.
mostly
Anyway.
human in 7.
Yeah, 7 is most human, except for like Red 13. That's the only one that isn't a human. And technically Aerith, but that's just technicalities.
Aerith is a human.
She's a different
She's
species
Cetra,
to
but
human.
but still
Yeah.
human.
Unless you have Sephiroth, or in that case, he's the Cetra.
No, okay. So Sephiroth was a
I
human
know,
that
I
got
know.
injected, but I mean, like Aerith was definitively born as a
Yeah.
different, in quotation marks, but everything she is human. So that's why I say technicality, not much more than that.
And honestly, I feel like they're setting up Marlene to be another Cetra. Like, I feel like they're setting that up.
No, it's not.
I don't think they're gonna change
I,
that
I I don't
too
expect to see
deeply.
Marlene in the thing except for like random scenes where Barrett is thinking about his daughter anymore. I don't think she's gonna have any other role in the remake because there's still too much to do, and at the rate we're going, it'll probably take like 4 more games minimum before they actually get the ending of the game.
I don't think they'll go that far, but okay.
Like literally, the first game is all of Midgar, and Midgar in the original Final Fantasy VII is what? Just a very short, small piece of it.
It's about an hour to 2 hours of the
Yeah,
game.
so if you make that small piece of it out of like a 60+ hour game into a whole game, you can imagine how long, how some of the others they may have to either condense or remove altogether to then just pick up the pace. Either way, back to Final Fantasy 9. So who's our final choice for 9?
Because I'm thinking between Vivi and Beatrix.
Just flip a coin. Just do a coin flip and done with it.
No. Because like looking at the team like as a whole,
At
you
this
have
point,
this.
I don't care. Just pick one.
I know. But like you have this dude with his cards, you got this guy with his magic, white magic, you got this dude with his black magic, you got this girl with
Summoning
whatever she.
magic, general magic. She does everything.
It's fine. Tifa
Sure.
has Dolphin Blow. She can protect everyone.
I never understood that move. Like they just summon a water dolphin. Sure.
You don't actually
Okay.
summon a dolphin though.
Either way, let's just go with Sunny's choice and let's move on.
What was your choice again?
Just go with Beatrix. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure,
Again, I didn't play 9. None of these characters have any impact to me whatsoever.
Okay. But because I was looking up on my phone, she's actually the one boss that's never actually been beaten. Like, it's all the what's the word I'm looking for? The damn, forget the name. Like scripted fights. Yeah, like it's a scripted fight every time you fight her, and then the last one, it's like, wait, are you trying to save the princess? Oh snap! I fudged it. And then she ends up, I believe, dating Steiner in the end. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah. So we're basically going to have another female right after this. So I'm assuming Final Fantasy X is going to be Yuna, or are we looking at Auron?
Not Auron either. Waka.
No,
God, no, not Waka.
Dude.
No.
Dude, Waka only throws a ball, and TS already throws a ball.
Yeah, no,
Like-
no balls. we already have a guy that has 2 balls.
Okay, but in the interest of mixing things up,
I said it's either going to be Yuna or Auron. That's the 2 I'm assuming is going to be from 10. One of the 2 of them.
At least make it Riku.
No.
I want to. Her like her being able to like steal and mix stuff would be very interesting. But we already got Seymour in here, and Seymour and Tidus don't really have that much of a relationship. Like it kind of has to be, you know. But
I mean, if we didn't get Yuffie 1.0, we don't want to get Yuffie 2.0 either.
Keep trying to troll. You'll get there soon.
but yeah, I'm going with 10-2 Yuna.
Okay,
Hear me out.
So the basically the form change Yuna, so she's multi weapon.
Pretty much.
Yes, she
That's
can use her
fine.
guns, but she can also change to her summoner form, so she can still do all the stuff she did from NT, which was honestly legitimately nerfed from Dissidia 2. Because
Again, you don't have to validate this. We agree. It's
yeah,
fine. Put intent to we be good.
I know, I'm just explaining for the people watching, because those were the days where Yuna could just, well, not she couldn't summon like the whole Aeon, but she summons like half of them, like like the top half of Ifrit's body just reaching on and just sweeping you.
What would see this think with how short your clothes have become?
What would Seymour think?
Kimura doesn't care. Yuna was an end
A
means
means
to
to an
an
end.
end. Yeah, there we
Yeah,
go. Needs.
Okay, then let's hurry this up so Sonny can get some sleep.
yeah. Actually, how long have we been on?
We almost hitting 2.5 hours. We're at 2:15 right now.
It's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
5
let's see.
more. 11, I don't know crap about, so
Yeah,
yeah.
11. You pick whatever. I don't even know.
Okay, so considering that we just happen to have a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even split guys and girls. Hmm. You know what? Screw it. What the hell's that guy's name? Camla.
I love how the first thing that pops up is Kamala Harris. Put
Oh man,
Kamala
Final Fantasy.
Harris in this.
Oh, if only.
Like a
If only.
DLC character.
Yeah, we'll put Caramel Nut in here.
Kamalama.
Let's see. I mean, if anything, if we give him like a little more time to, flesh out, he could be interesting.
Okay, and I'm
I mean,
assuming the Final Fantasy 12. Sonny, I'm assuming you're going to agree with my pick here after we get to 12.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
I think
I
all
But
mean,
here are a friend.
it's going to be Balthier. I mean, he's literally supposed to be the original protagonist of Final Fantasy 12 anyway. And then they were like, nah, we don't want to put a guy like him as the protagonist. Let's make Vaughn, who literally had no purpose in the story whatsoever.
It's just there.
Like, literally, the only connection Vaughn had to the entire plot of Final Fantasy 12 was that his brother was the knight for Ash who got killed. And that's the only plot relevance Vaughn has in this. Penelo, even less.
Canelo was Vaughn's best friend. She had
That's
every right to be there.
That's it. But I mean, like, the only reason she's there is because Vaughn's there. So if Vaughn never existed in the game, she wouldn't even be there either. That's what I'm saying. Like, Balthier was supposed to be the original protagonist of 12.
Balthier it is. Like if you hadn't mentioned it, I would have brought it up. Just like, oh yeah, it's Balthier. Because
Yeah.
there's him or there's
And
Princess Ash.
I agree with Sunny's. Fran would have been a close second to Balthier because both of those are like the two most interesting characters of the protagonist team in that game.
Yeah.
Like, no one else comes close.
I
Because
was definitely not going to say Ash.
Ash is a whiny princess who can't do anything for herself. Literally, she can't do anything. She joins up with Vaughn, and Vaughn is taking charge. They find her knight, whatever his name is, that was captured. He just there being like a knight thing, and then Balthier injects some actual life into the party. Him and Fran just inject life into it.
Okay.
It was, like I said, if this game didn't have Balthier and Fran, it would have been the most boring team, protagonist team of any Final Fantasy game. I really would have said that.
So you want to know what pissed me off? And in 14, there's a whole section of the game. Well, it's side missions, but it's meant to be like FF12, and
God.
it's like a whole war, and it's interesting. And they were setting up Gabranth to be like a whole problem until the new expansion came out, and I'm expecting it to continue, but so far nothing. Until I was like looking up stuff for this game, the game that we were making, and apparently the Gabranth of my game died off screen in his bed because because some dude that we did beat was upset that he got blamed for the whole thing, and yeah, and I'm like, so you were setting up no, they had a whole character render for Gabranth, and he is now dead
Wow,
off screen.
that's
My
hilarious.
the characters that I that my character are actually like pretty much no character that my character knows physically meets him except for like two bad guys.
So what you're saying was that the Final Fantasy 12 expansion wasn't popular enough for them to want to warrant continuing it, so they just killed him off screen.
They used some of the bosses, so that part was fine. But the one character from 12, and they decided to not do anything with him.
Wow, that's actually kind of sad, but I mean, it's Final Fantasy 12. I kind of expected. 12 is really the black sheep of like the main like Final Fantasy series.
It's like he's on the logo. It's him on the logo with the swords.
Again, 12 was just a mismatch. Like, you had a protagonist that shouldn't be a protagonist. You had an antagonist who shouldn't be an antagonist. Because Gabranth was more interesting than who the final boss was. So 12 was just horribly mismatched for who should be the main of both sides.
Also, maybe it's just me. I just am not fond of political storylines.
I'm okay with political storylines if you can keep me interested. If it's just
Yeah.
like politics for politics' sake, I'm just like, eh. I mean, I get enough of that in the real world. Give me something interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so FF13.
13. Let's diversify this cast a bit. Let's put Saz. We need
I knew
another. We
you
need
was
some black
gonna pick
representation.
the dude with the chocobo in his
Yeah.
afro.
Yeah.
Way to God.
Oh no. Okay. For this one, let's see. There's Saz, there's Snow, there's Sarah.
The only reason I'm recommending Saz is just because it's like there's a lack of
There's a lack of color in this
there's a
party.
lack of color in this
Oh
list.
no.
They really is.
We have Minwoo. He's Indian. We have Xander. He's black as hell.
He's blue. He's black with blue fringes. And it's not
And-
black.
No.
He's
and
black.
that's Arabian.
Those are his veins. That's different.
It's the sad reason. That's the only reason I would say Saz. It's just because we need some form of
Look at him.
diversity color in
I
here.
said Barrett
Look at how
before,
black he
and
is.
y'all was like, no.
Okay. My vote against Zaz is because we
You
already
already
have
outvoted,
Yuna.
though.
No. Because we have Yuna and Balti who already have guns. Like it's like, what does Zaz really bring to the table?
A chocobo. What else?
What do you bring to the table?
What do you mean?
I mean, at this point, like 13 doesn't really have. I mean, the only other one people might consider is Fang, but eh.
I don't really care about 13 because 13.
Like I said, I mean, the only other person who I would probably have put here is the protagonist of 13-2 as well, just because he just has like he has a fully developed plot, being the last human in time. Like he's the last born human. That's the only other person I could think of. But really, let's just put the token choice for this one.
What's the problem? You're putting him in as a token. But yeah, this guy, Noel Christ.
Yes,
with
Noel.
With his one knife and whatever the hell kind of sword this is.
That's a pick. That's just a pick. It just stabs people.
The fork. Clearly got 3 blades.
Actually, my mistake. No, the thing in his left hand is a stake. He's hunting vampires.
No, vampire hunter.
Like that's a stake. That's literally just meant to kill vampires. So there's something in the Final Fantasy called time vampires. He's hunting them.
Okay, look, there's weird picks, but Zaz would be really out there. Like, way out there.
I mean,
okay, hold on. Let me see.
I think that's like the last time of any of these that we could probably get a person of color in the game.
You're not wrong.
And also, a unit can change her class, so you really only have 2 gun people.
No, you still have the 3 because she can already still just be a gunner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2.5 because she's not permanently locked in as a gunner.
There you go.
Besides, with the amount of swordsmen in this game, having another ranged character isn't going to be the end all of the game.
Yeah, but you gotta have like Sarah as an archer.
We don't have we don't want Sarah. Please, let's not put Sarah. Good lord,
What's wrong with Sarah?
she's not. She's a bit annoying. I'm going to be straight up honest here. She's a bit annoying as a character. I really don't care for her.
Damn. Okay, and so we already got fist fighting, so Snow's out.
Let's just
how's
put
name be?
Saz. Just put Saz and done with it, man. At this point, it's 13.
All right, fine.
No one's
fine.
going to care about 13. That funny enough, this is like the one Final Fantasy grouping that no one is going to care about.
Like I would have said Snow because he's already in the last one, but screw it.
We'll say Snow's hunting for Sarah. There you go, Sonny. We finally got Barrett 0.05.
Oh, good. Okay, so 14, which neither of you play, but I already have an idea for that.
Red armor.
By nature, no.
Emerald weapon or ruby weapon, whichever one weapons inside of the game.
No. I actually have a better idea than both of those. Because, by any chance, have you ever seen the trailers for 14?
Oh.
Dragon?
I don't remember. Again, I never played it, so it's not in my memory.
Okay, so remember how I said that Lady Lilith is like an Earth 2 of somebody else?
So you're going to bring the Earth 1 version now?
No, the Earth 2 version of the Final Fantasy 14 hero.
Okay.
His name is Ardbert, and he literally is, like, he looks exactly the same as the dude from the trailers. His entry into the game was actually a big surprise because, well, he shouldn't exist. He's me. That makes no sense. But, yeah, he shows up as the Warrior of Darkness. But turns out, after trying to violently murder your friends with a big smile on his face, turns out he's just a big misunderstood guy and actually helps you out a lot in the Shadowbringers expansion.
Okay.
And he's basically you, so... Well, I was already telling Dragon something I believe you stepped away. Xenos here ejected Istrola from one of the expansions, but he managed to find a fight in you, the protagonist. So we have him, who technically is you, and, well, yeah, like, it's like I'm basically cheating here, but, yeah.
Okay. And now we move on to Final Fantasy 15. Let's just make Final Fantasy 15 a whole family affair. Put the dad.
The car.
Who?
The car.
The car? Oh my god.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
It's there throughout the whole adventure.
The car is an important character, but here's the thing.
Is it going to be like Street Fighter where people had to beat up the car?
No. There was a fighting game. I forgot what it was, but someone modded it so you could actually like have. Actually, no, it was the Matrix game.
Oh, Matrix. Okay.
Yeah, Matrix game, and someone modded it so that a car from some other racing game was in it, just fighting as Neo, but a car.
Okay. I mean, I go like this. Let's just have it a whole family affair. Let's put the king, because he was in the anime for Final Fantasy 15. I forgot what it was called, the movie.
Yeah, but he fights like his son anyway, so probably not. There is someone else, and
because they both use the same weapon stuff. That's correct. Never mind.
Yes, and technically Arden does too, but the way he does it is more. Even if we're talking about his fighting style, it's like it's more long range with him.
Or it's looking real nice right about now, huh?
Yeah, I say put the car. Actually, no. Put the repair lady for the car.
Sid?
No. Sid is the old guy. His granddaughter is named Cindy.
Yeah.
There you
She
go.
also goes by Sid, though.
No, she doesn't. Sid is not dead in that game. It's just Cindy. Hang on.
I didn't say anything about being dead.
Yeah, there she is.
There you go. You get the fan
And
service in the
and
game.
I
You get
we
the
already have
fan
so much
service.
we already have so much fan service.
Yes. Now she ends the fan service. There you go.
Literally every
Okay.
character is fan service.
Pretty much. But hear me out on this one, because like you said, with 15, things did not end well. But there was one character who never got their expansion or any gameplay at all.
For good
second.
reason. We put in Cindy.
It should be the
Cindy really does not fight. Like,
it
She,
should
she
like
be the
uses.
honestly,
giant snake.
Here's what she does.
what?
Cindy fights with the car. That's what it is. So all
No,
her attacks are driving the car, and then close range she uses a wrench. Bam.
no cars,
We got a fighter. What,
no cars, just chocobos. I
no.
already gave you Zaz with his chocobo chick. Look, there's this character, Luna Freya. She doesn't really fight, but she was supposed to in a DLC that is now canceled. She was actually going to have not like a dragoon fighting style. It was it's like a halberd. I'm not sure what it's called, but not dragoon. But whatever. She was gonna do the whole thing. We pretty much playing out what would have happened in the true ending of 15 in this game as a nice little nod to the fans who actually bought the game, like me.
Okay. Let's vote on this. So I vote for the car and its mechanic, Cindy. What do you vote
No
for, Sonny?
car.
Sorry, bro, you're outnumbered. We want the car.
There you go. We both want the car. You see?
My fingers on my fingers on a goddamn button. So I'm putting in
Yes, but
I'm
it's on the
screaming.
podcast.
this
It's on
bland,
this podcast.
motionless child.
No, we're taking the car. We're taking the car.
King Crazy is a tyrant.
It's a matter of
I'm a
voting
tyrant.
here.
I'm the
It
tyrant
is a
king.
car.
It's time to depose this king of crazy.
Yep. So and to sorry people, we had to cancel this Final Fantasy Dissidia battle. We had tyranny.
No. Oh
Yeah.
god, this picture's
It
terrible.
turns out King Crazy is actually crazy. And his taste is dookie.
Yes, because
So
he didn't want to pick a
you
car.
play as a car.
Yes, literally, you have so many serious characters in this. The best, you know how funny it would be. Everyone was like, "What?"
You put Zaz. You put Zaz in this.
He's a serious character. What
He
do
is
you
a
mean?
serious character. What are you talking about? He literally in the second game, he's very depressed as well. In the third game, his life is very. He has a lot of serious moments in 2 and 3.
I mean, is worrying about his son. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, he's a serious character. Again, I mean, how
Alright, fine,
funny would it be
fine.
where people are just like, wait, this is our team. Why is there a car here?
Better yet, why is there a guy with a chocobo chick here? Why is there
Well,
other people with dogs? What was
Yeah,
this?
but
Pet
I mean,
Cemetery? What is this
the
nonsense?
other one's a pet. What makes the car funny is that it's not even a pet. It's just like a car out of nowhere. It's like, what the hell? And then and then Noctis is gonna be like, I can't fight my car. That's how I drive around. So bam, cars are instant counterpick against Noctis.
I was gonna have the car in the racing game part.
No, it's cars here. If you outvoted 2-1, we want the car. Come on, chat. Agree with us. You want the car as well, right, chat?
Chat is like lurking, so they're not going to answer you.
I mean, come on, anyone in chat.
Okay, fine. If you want the car in the Dissidia game, let us know in the comments below.
See, look. Dimes agrees with us. He wants the car.
Let's go,
Really?
Dimes!
Let's go.
Who is talking right? I don't know who that is.
We want the car. That's the final choice for 15.
Wait, hang on, just so that people can see what we're arguing about. Yeah, that's the car.
Yo, that car is hot as heck.
Yeah, that car is sexy. I want that car. That
That
car
car will beat everybody. What you mean? It will be chaos.
Yeah.
It will be whatever what a good lady's name is. It'll be Materia and the dude with the white hairs.
Yeah, man. I
Here it
mean,
is.
you look at it this way. Everyone's like, "Oh, I got beat by a sword. I got beat by a gun. I got beat by magic. I got run over by a car." That's the true way to lose.
No. If we put in a car, I want Truckun.
Leave.
I want Truckun to mow everybody down and blast them
Yeah.
out to a magical isekai world.
That's
Can you
what
imagine
Dissidia
that?
is. Dissidia's already an isekai world.
Yes. I want the Warrior Light to be in his medieval castle, but out of nowhere, a fucking truck bursts through the wall, runs him over, and he just wakes up, and he's like, "Oh, lightning again! What the hell happened?" And he's like, "It was a truck. A truck ran me over."
Assuming he even knows what a truck is because he's from medieval times.
Most of these people don't know what the fuck.
Yeah. So
That's-
again,
That's the comedy of it.
So-
There's your car.
no, we want the car as the final character for this. Come on, put it in. We want the car. Literally, we have 2 of 1 for this. Let's just end this with the car.
No.
All right. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock, and
Yeah, I think it's time for us to end here. I agree.
I'm hungry
so-
and I'm sleepy, and it's Super Bowl Sunday. I want to look at some superb owls.
You mean
Okay,
ads?
so
I don't care about that.
I mean, that's all the Super Bowl is. It's like 90% ads.
No, I wasn't joking when I said I want to see superb owls.
Okay, no problem. Well, let's
owls
end
a
here
team?
then.
Okay, so just running through it real quick. The DLC would be Jack from Stranger Fantasy, Warrior Light from Mobius Final Fantasy, freaking, what the hell is this? Pain from 10-2 and Riku, Fiona from, how was this? Brave Exvius, freaking
I forgot what Brave
yeah,
Exvius. Then again,
mobile
it's a
game.
mobile game.
Alba from Final Fantasy Dimensions, Jegrin from Crystal Bears, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, long ass name. World of Final Fantasy, Brendolus. He looks ridiculous and I love it. The Shadow Smith from Final Fantasy Record Keeper. Illua from Final Fantasy Tactics A2 Grimoire of the Rift.
I forgot who the hell this is. I played A2.
She's one of the main villains. She's a samurai and she has a black magic book.
Okay.
Whatever. Jaden from Brave Exvius, War of the Visions,
Jaden Smith got it.
whatever. And finally, Chaos. Chaos will be our final DLC.
A double.
You know you missed one, right?
What did I miss?
Any character from Revenant Wings.
Cactar. Just Cactar.
Revenant.
Ye-
The hell was Revenant Wings?
You never heard of Revenant Wings? It's a Final Fantasy 12 expansion.
Wait, isn't Tactics
Yeah.
12 expansion?
No. Tactics is a different series. There's a game called Revenant Wings.
Okay, fine. Who do you want from that?
Um,
Hang on, characters.
there we go. 12. Final Fantasy Revenant Wings. I think there's this hawk person that's trying to get Penelo's interest. We just put him in there and done with it.
There he is.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
that him?
Fail, Thanos.
There you go. Let's put him. There you go. You got a flying character.
Oh, look at this
Oh.
guy. Jesus Christ. Looks dope as hell.
Oh, the Judge of Wings. You can put the Judge of Wings. We have another judge.
Cool. Sonny, anybody last minute not Waka?
I wasn't joking.
The
He
car.
already does what he does.
That's the last minute extra. The car, because you didn't want to put him in the
Fine,
main
fuck
cast.
it, the car. Yes, the
There
car
you
is
go.
DLC.
Car's
There you go.
DLC.
You get the car.
Oh, wait. But what about Cactar?
There will be characters. There'll be numerous characters.
Coctar will drive inside the car. You'll see Coctar in the passenger seat of the car.
Alright, I'm cool with that then.
It would be like Pac-Man in Mokuji's body and Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Okay.
Just a
let's-
little thing and a littler thing. Then we'll have Vivi. Then we'll have. I don't know who else.
Anyway, it's 5 o'clock. Let's end it.
Yeah. Okay,
Alright.
so thank you all for delving deep into the mouth of madness. i.e.
I-
me.
Right?
Ideally, I would say King Crazy, thank you for putting in a lot of effort into this one. I mean, you did a lot.
Technically,
for this.
technically, this was all of us putting in effort.
Yeah, but you did all the actual setup, the characters, everything. I have to give you a thank you for that.
You're very welcome. I
Paper.
on paper, Jesus. Like,
No,
okay,
no, just look at the chat.
wait, hold on. Are we allowed to do that on stream if I look at your stream?
Let's end it here.
Yeah, you can do that on it. I don't care. Anyway,
Screw it.
we're gonna end soon, like right now.
Yep.
So let me just plug them socials real quick. If you want to see episodes of, if you want to see a bunch of episodes of our past shows, subscribe to King Crazy's YouTube.
If you want to
Here.
see a car, come back and tell King Crazy it should be in the main lineup.
Also, follow some of my friends. Paper.
Question?
Shush.
Papers,
What
please.
the fuck's a
Don't
question?
give her any ideas either. She'll just keep giving me rings. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll...
I think we lost Sunny.
No, I'm here. I'm doing shoutouts.
Okay, while you're doing that, honestly, the idea of the first trailer would be these two sides fighting it out. Like, well, the whole cinematic opening, because the game does that. But then a big light beam comes down between both of them, and then you see Ace with his cars, and it would look like the Type Zero trailer with
A
all
bunch
these,
of stupid,
cloaked characters. And then they put the cloaks off,
have taken
and you
all
see
their stupid
all of these people.
trucks,
And
they're
you, the
riding
fan,
around
would
our
sit there like, what the
capital right
shit?
now, honking their
Like,
horns,
okay, some of these make
and
sense.
crying like little
Emperor freaking Zande?
babies. And it really pisses me
He's
off.
even the last person that they work with.
They
But hey,
are
strange
wild,
tidings.
and they're so
Storyline,
they're
something's
anti-maskers.
going on.
And
Oh,
what's happened was the government
still there?
Canada
I'm
said
here.
no,
Okay, you know
no
how
vax mandate for truckers
in
for a
10
little bit, and then at the last
Seymour
second they're like, JK,
Damn near
guys need to
genocides
get back.
Kamari's people.
now
Yes.
I think it's 90%.
I would say that that's the reason why Jack isn't here.
The number is 90%.
Like, it'd be like middle of the game, that one,
Canadian truckers are already vaccinated.
that, like, it's that one serious moment where
So
you
a
find out that
tiny
Jack
little
is
bit.
apparently dead. He's DLC, but yeah, like that's why he's not here.
Let's mute these nerds
I got myself killed.
and myself because I'm also
And also
a nerd.
Chocobo racing. Seriously, imagine Axis riding a Chocobo. That guarantees sales for the game alone.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, and of course, oh, sorry, because, first trailer would be, of DLC would be Jack, because chaos. It's a
No.
thirst and a hunger.
Wow, Stream Elements, you finally actually did your job. It's too late for that question now.
What question?
Oh, who was your favorite Final Fantasy? It's too late for that, because you
Seriously? Well,
Okay.
Then-
Well, I gotta head off, guys. Have a good day.
take care.
all right. So, tell us in the comments who your favorite Final Fantasy character is.
And for everybody else, here are my socials. Probably not going to see it in King Crazy's YouTube, and I'm okay with that. It doesn't really matter.
I
This is my
put the
YouTube.
socials in the. I put the socials in the description box anyway.
Oh, there's my
The
YouTube.
doobly doo, as they call it.
All right, and
That's what they call it.
that's it for today's episode. We'll see you in like 2 weeks or whatever. I don't care. Later, everybody. Stay dope.
I
Drink
think
water.
you do. I think you do care.
I don't. I'm tired. I'm hungry.
All right. Thanks for stopping by, everybody.
Take care, y'all. Stay dope.
Bye.